Hey entrepreneurs, I hope you are busy working on your next startup idea, and if you're in that phase where you just have an idea but you don't have any proof, you may be out there walking around having a lot of interviews, talking to people, and about that phase I'm going to talk about today. So first, understand, if you're out there talking to people about your idea, it's most of the time just a subjective judgment of the idea, their feedback. So if they're critical, it's their opinion, it's not a fact, it's their opinion they gave you. So see critical feedback as an opinion. And also ask yourself, who gave me that feedback? Is it actually somebody out of my target group? So is it actually a potential customer, or is it someone I just met? So to give an example, a friend of mine, he just launched a blockchain company where they sell tokens online. And for the tokens, you buy 100 tokens and you get 1 gram of gold actually that is lying and being stored in Switzerland for you. So it's basically a stable coin. And yeah, what if he had asked his 80-year-old uncle what he thinks about that idea? I mean, I can imagine the answer. If his uncle is not really into blockchain and online, he may be seen critical and would be like, well, I can just go to the bank and buy some gold, so why buy it online and give my money online to people I don't know? Nah, that's not going to happen. So that is really important. So if you ask for feedback, always ask, who should I ask actually? Target customer is valuable. I normally don't ask the target customers like on a global perception of my idea. I don't ask, how do you like my idea? I try to basically get away from the opinion side, kind of, how do you like it? And I'm trying to go towards a fact-based side where I'm asking them about their behaviors. So I would ask maybe crypto guys about the stable coin. I would ask, like, what do you actually do if the crypto market gets rough? What would you do with your coins if you need to get them into kind of a safe haven? And then you try to understand what their actual behavior is, and if a stable coin actually would solve their problem they would have in that time frame. So try to focus on facts and behaviors and not on opinions. So the second kind of persons I'm talking to when I have an idea is experts. So if you clean out your grandmother's attic and you find a beautiful oil painting, who are you going to ask how valuable that is? Are you going to ask your neighbor, how much would you pay for that? Are you going to ask your friend, how much would you pay for that? How much is it worth? Or would you go to kind of an expert for oil paintings and ask him about what he thinks, how valuable that piece of art actually is? Well, obviously, depending on who you ask, the value of this painting could be like really different, you know. Maybe it's some like Picasso or something like that is worth millions, but your neighbor obviously wouldn't know about that. So experts could be really valuable because they have a good estimation of an issue due to their long-lasting experience. That is somehow also kind of a fact, you know. They learn a lot, they have a lot of fact knowledge also that they can bring on the table. But a lot of times I'm also not asking about like, what is your perception on my idea? In the first phase, I try to understand more about the market I'm actually trying to enter in. So I talk to these experts and try to understand kind of what are the rules of the market I'm targeting, what are challenges, what are hurdles you actually see when I'm trying to bring my idea to the ground. So that is kind of an important thing, you know. Even if they're experts, they also often don't have any clue if your idea would work. I've talked, for example, to a lot of retail experts like really big retail experts back in the days when the online shoe retailers started their business. And all of these retail experts told me that doing shoe e-commerce businesses wouldn't work out because customers want to try their shoes on. And obviously also the cost structure of such a business is so bad because you have all these packets coming back, you know, you have like people sending the shoes back, and no company could keep up with that cost in the system. I mean, they've been experts, but they couldn't imagine, you know, an idea like that to work out. And however, as it turned out, we all know, well, sending shoes online can actually work out. So a lot of times, depending like how disruptive or innovative your idea is, even these experts basically don't have any clue if it works out. But if you talked about them, about the shoe market, you know, how like deals are structured in the shoe market, you know, how it actually the game rules of this market are, they can give you very valuable insights, but maybe not on your really innovative idea. Well, third kind of people I talk to a lot of time is founders in that market, you know, other founders. You don't have to ask your direct competitor, maybe they won't give you any insights or learnings or something like that. But if you remember the article I just posted a few weeks ago, where a team of founders want to launch a vegan fair trade protein bar, yeah, maybe the other vegan fair trade protein bar startup, maybe they won't like to talk to you, but there are tons of food startups out there. And you could ask the other food startups, they're maybe in a different category, you know, in there doing something different, but there's a lot of similarities in there, kind of, you know, bringing your product to the shelf of a retail market, you know, there are a lot of similarities. You can learn a lot from them. So the closer obviously to your category, the better, but you can also learn from other categories or startups that just like around in the same field, you know. And most of the time I also don't ask them about my idea, how do you like my idea? A lot of times I ask them about like how do they actually, you know, work under the same circumstances, you know, like low budget. What is their strategy? What is their kind of procedures? What is their learnings they made, you know, like doing that market? How, for example, how did actually online marketing worked out for a product like that, you know? How did you, what is your strategy, you know, to deal with a purchase department of a big retailer or something like that, you know? You can learn a lot from them, even if it's not the same category they're in. So always be open for these talks and also share your knowledge. And that is actually one of the last things I want to say, because not forget, if you talk to these peoples, and I've seen it a lot of time that people forget about it, you know, they try to take, you know, what can I take from them? What can I learn from them? But also ask yourself, what can you give? I'm always, when talking or having these interviews or having these discussions with experts, founders, whatever, I'm always asking like, how can I help you? So always try to be of value to them as well, you know, try to help them out. How can you contribute? Because it not only gives you good karma, you will see it comes back to you. If you help out, they will help you out again. So it's really, I learned that in the last decade that it's really good time and it's worth helping other people. So, well, to sum it up, if you get critical feedback, always ask who gave me that feedback. So is it really like a target customer? Or is it just like some random guy I just met kind of, who is not even will purchase my product anyway kind of. So who you will get feedback from. And if you go into a feedback discussion, think about what are you talking about. So maybe not, I mean, you can obviously ask them how you like my idea, but maybe it's not the best thing to do. Ask about real behaviors, ask about like rules of the market, ask about their learnings, about their strategies. So think in that area. And then when I get like criticism back, kind of people say, that will not work, or I see a problem here, a hurdle there, then I try in the next step to falsify that criticism, try to build up facts on your own. So when talking to people, most of it is opinion. So what I'm trying to do is basically to get some facts into that play. And how you get facts, if you start a big business, you can look if there is data out there, how many people are actually searching for a vegan, fair trade protein bar. Maybe there's some Google search data out there. How many people search for that a month? You can make a landing page if you have like an online startup, but also for an offline startup, you can make a landing page. Like if you're the shoe retailer, you make a landing page, try to sell a shoe or something on there, and then when making that facts, you go from kind of, it's difficult to sell shoes online, it's opinion, and you try to go to, it costs me 10 to 20 euros to get a newsletter entry or to get a shoe sold online. So you moving from opinion to facts, and that is like a really important step you should try to go on really early in your startup. But that's actually other topic, that's lean startup, and I'm going to make a dedicated video about that because I think it's so important. But I hope the input helped today. And if you have any experience on the topic or any comments, I'm really looking forward for that. Take care and all the best with your idea.